Yesterday, America witnessed a miracle, something that's more rare than a solar eclipse. An actual act of journalism by NBC's Lester Holt, nonetheless, who sat down with Kamala Harris and asked her a real question, which absolutely stunned her.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border. So this whole thing about the border, we've been to the border. We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe. And I don't understand the point that you're making.
I don't know what you're getting at. Well, Camelface, Europe isn't invading us. They're not the ones flooding us illegally with millions of people like Mexico and South America are. The point that he was making is that you are assigned the lead role in order to stop the border crisis. And it's been going on 3 months now, and you haven't even been down there. Congresswoman Lauren Boebert, whose district isn't even in a border state, she's from Colorado, but obviously cares more about the issue than you do, did head down there, however.
I'm Lauren Boebert, and I traveled down to McAllen, Texas to the Rio Grande Valley sector to see what's up at our southern border. So here's what's up at the border. Illegal aliens crossing the border, that's up. Sex offenders crossing the border, that's up. Drug trafficking, gun smuggling, human smuggling, that's up. Unaccompanied children being sent on this journey alone, and even worse, given over to the cartel, that is way, way up. You know what's not up at the southern border? Respect for law and order, funding for our border patrol. And where's the media to cover this crisis? More than 70 days ago, Biden named cackling Kamala as border czar, but she hasn't done a single thing to protect the American people. She hasn't even been down here to see the border or the tens of thousands of children wrapped in aluminum foil. You can't just hear about what's happening. You have to come down here to see for yourself, to really understand the devastating reality at our southern border. So I brought Kamala down to see exactly what this regime is responsible for with their man-made crisis. Now, Kamala, I want you to stand here and look at what you've done.
Meanwhile, old Joe and Kamala Harris, who for all intents and purposes is the president of the United States, keep on saying that they don't know why there is such a historic flood of illegal aliens breaking into our country. In Joe's case, I mean, it's understandable. Alzheimer's causes memory problems, so he doesn't remember saying things like this during his campaign.
What I would do as president is several more things, because things have changed. I would, in fact, make sure that we immediately surge to the border. All those people are seeking asylum. They deserve to be heard. That's who we are. We're a nation that says if you want to flee and you're fleeing oppression, you should come.
But instead of finishing the border wall, President Kamala promised to give $130 million of our tax money to Guatemala to try to make their country better, to incentivize the people to stay there and not come to our country. The globalists are determined to destroy the United States by any means necessary, and with the national debt approaching $30 trillion, we're well on our way. This New York Times editorial board member hates America so much that she gets triggered at the very sight of our country's flag.
I was on Long Island this weekend visiting a really dear friend, and I was really disturbed. I saw dozens and dozens of pickup trucks with, explicatives against Joe Biden on the back of them, Trump flags, and some cases just dozens of American flags, which, is also just disturbing because essentially the message was clear. It was, this is my country. This is not your country. I own this.
You didn't think they were going to stop after just getting rid of the Confederate flag, did you? Remember 2 years ago now when Nike was getting ready to release their special 4th of July themed sneaker, the limited edition with the Betsy Ross flag, which has 13 stars representing the original 13 colonies. But then Colin Kaepernick got triggered and then they decided to scrap the idea. And CNN's Angela Rye spoke for all of the Marxists when she said that she wants all American symbols to be torn down and destroyed, not just the Confederate monuments.
To me, I don't care if it's a George Washington statue or a Thomas Jefferson statue or a Robert E. Lee statue. They all need to come down.
That's That's what happens when an invading army conquers a new territory. They tear down all of the old symbols and victoriously hoist their flag up in their place. Which is why you're seeing all these rainbow flags flying everywhere. And this was just posted on the official Instagram account of Nickelodeon, the kids' cartoon channel.
Doesn't it just fill you with pride, showing who you are on the inside? With that pride flag up high, be true to you. Show your pride, wave those flags, everybody.
All they wanted was the right to be married, they said, but now they're putting on drag queen shows for children and want your 12-year-old boy to be one. And I haven't seen a single member of Congress denounce this, or any host on Fox News for that matter. And speaking of drag queens, Brian Stelter interviewed Jen Psaki, one of old Joe's caretakers, and asked her how CNN can be better propagandists for the administration.
Jen, thanks for coming on Reliable Sources.
My pleasure.
Busy summer ahead, infrastructure, election reform. What does the press get wrong when covering Biden's agenda? When you watch the news, when you read the news, what do you think we get wrong?
I'll have to just circle back with you. We can circle back with I'm happy to circle back with you. I can circle back. I will have to circle back on that one. That's an excellent question. Oh, such an important question. We will circle back with you, and we'll circle back with you.
For journalists who watch what you do, what's your advice for them about trying to stay as close to the truth in this world of lies?
Well, I think what I try to do is stay grounded to the facts, and what I mean by that, the details. And
I'll circle back if there's more I can share with you.
As you know, I watch CNN so that you don't have to. And I told you that every single day, all they talk about is the January 6th insurrection. It's like Groundhog Day in hell. And I wasn't joking. For example, this is how Don Lemon opened his primetime show just last night.
This is Don Lemon Tonight. And what we learned today about the January 6th insurrection is chilling. It tells you just how bad the peril to democracy is in this country, even now, 5 months after those insurrectionists stormed the Capitol. I'm going to keep talking about it.
With everything that's going on in the country and in the world, that is the lead story almost every single night. And now some Democrats are warning that Republicans are plotting to steal the 2024 election. This is a column in the Washington Post by Max Boot. The Republican plot to steal the 2024 election. We don't say that liberalism is a mental disorder for nothing. And if you want to help spread the word and support my channel, get yourself a Liberalism Find a Care shirt from my online store at markdice.com. Or if that's not your style, get yourself an I Love Global Warming tank top, t-shirt, long sleeve, or a hoodie, or any of my awesome designs. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.